Ashfield Reserve, an urban project by Sirian. The area surrounding Ashfield Reserve, as in Ashfield the suburb, has a population of 1,317 people, 51% of whom are male and 49% female. The median age of the suburb is 38 years old. The most common household composition at the moment are couples at 40%. Then after that, at 34.9%, are couples with children, then one-parent families at 21.4%, and finally all others at 3.7%. The average number of persons per household is 2.8, again similar to the national average. On the economic side of things, the median weekly rent is $228. Unemployment is high at 10.8%. To put into context, 26.9% of persons earn less than $650 a week, and 14% of persons earn over $3,000 per week. Most common employment type in the suburb are healthcare, social assistance, retail, trade, and public administration. Below I have placed a population pyramid for the suburb. Ashfield Reserve is a low-income suburb that is situated close to the CBD. It has huge potential for social and economic growth. Currently, it has a low density, with most of the residences in the area being made up with houses, with, again, low amount of persons per dwelling. It is also located close to crucial transportation nodes, such as the train station and main road that goes adjacent to the suburb. So the opportunities for development can allow for many different ideas to be presented and for them to eventually be successful. So first of all, constructing sporting facilities or enhancing the current soccer pitch would be a good idea, as in it would provide a place for people to be healthy and fit and create social connections. To create also large green areas for people to relax, enjoy a picnic, sunny afternoon, kick the footy around is also a good idea. The area does need more shopping opportunities more than just the single IGA that's already there. So creating a sort of shopping district, increasing the amount of little cafes in the area would be quite beneficial to the local economy, and socially it would be beneficial to the people in and around the area. Finally, to extend the natural reserve and add protection to it would allow the reserve to regenerate and to become a better space for wildlife, as over the years and throughout the many uses this reserve has had, the flats there have become quite degraded and infested with weeds. So for concept one, it entails to create a sort of urban forest leading from the river up towards the Ashfield Reserve. But on that reserve, on the far end of it, for there to be constructed a wildlife centre and a horticulture/nursery building. These buildings will serve as a sort of educational platform for the local population, where volunteers will be accepted, school excursions will be allowed, and in the horticulture building there will be native plants for sale for anyone who wants to spruce up their garden. Next to the facilities there will be located a cafe to serve the commercial function of the plant. The soccer pitch there will be retained though, so the reserve will go around the soccer pitch, as the soccer pitch already provides a good service to the community in form of recreation, and it will be enhanced as well. The reserve will displace many houses, so the population lost there will need to be made up for in another way, and this will be done by clearing an adjacent block of houses and building high-rise apartments to increase the density and allow more places for people to live for cheaper. And they'll be close to the reserve, so any wanting of green space or garden or backyard will be right there for their enjoyment as well, so it'll make up that kind of aspect of it. Here is the project sketch for concept one. So for concept two, there are many aspects individually that make up the grand plan. First of all, it'll be to create, small grassy areas in key locations for people to relax and enjoy a sunny afternoon. But also, sporting facilities will be created, such as athletics track and a kiddies pool, as well as Olympic-sized swimming pool in that Ashfield Reserve section. Um, Also, a section of road will be cut off and created into a sort of commercial district that is walkable for pedestrians. Houses adjacent to that will be demolished or even just repurposed into cafes, restaurants, uh, bars, just general shops as well. Um, Further down towards the river, a cul-de-sac will be repurposed and the surrounding houses demolished and a green area be constructed. It'll be all be repurposed into an amphitheatre for performing arts, for music, acting, and such. And it'll be a sort of kind of amphitheatre type dome with a roof and large sloping grass areas for people to sit down and enjoy. So a handful of houses will also, on top of that, need to be demolished to create a few high-rise apartment blocks that, in and themselves, will increase the density by quite a bit and more than make up for the dwelling numbers lost by clearing said houses. Also, decided in this concept to keep the reserve and even extend it further into parcels of land that are not already occupied by houses. On top of that, to increase the protection status of that reserve by creating it into a national park. This will give it plenty of funding, permanent rangers or volunteers to regenerate and help the ecology of the region recover from decades of human abuse. Here is the sketch for concept two. So for concept three is more orientated towards residences and increasing the population density of the suburb. So in the northern part of the Ashfield Reserve, there'll be many apartments constructed and a cul-de-sac road coming in from the east to service those apartments. Around the apartments, there'll be ample green areas with urban vegetation and paths intersecting down towards the other sections of the reserve. The soccer pitch will be left alone in this case. It'll be enhanced with a new clubhouse and stands being built for spectators. So the reserve itself, the Ashfield Reserve, will be extended and funding will be allocated for environmental research there. So next to the soccer pitch, there'll be a small shopping centre constructed where people can shop, get their hair cut, buy electronics and other purposes. And the pathways will intersect all crucial areas to be constructed from the northern edge of Ashfield Reserve to the soccer pitch and throughout the shopping mall. Here lies the sketch for concept three. So concept four entails building a brand new AFL stadium along with the clubhouse, stands, shops, a footy shop as well. It'll be used mainly for regional games, but it'll be able to host AFL games when needed. Cricket games will also be able to be played there when needed, and festivals and concerts will also be very popular there as well. There'll be a sort of courtyard connecting the AFL stadium to the courtyard, and it'll be kind of funnel people to and from those two nodes. And in the courtyard there'll be cafes, shops, bars, places for people to relax and enjoy. So the apartments will be needed to be constructed because to increase the density of the houses displaced, and they'll be constructed adjacent to the AFL pitch, and also the Ashfield Reserve will extend up towards the apartment blocks, demolishing any houses in the way, and create a green kind of urban forest for people living in the dense apartment blocks. Plenty of walking paths will be constructed around with walking bridges over crucial roads so as to not create congestion and dangerous situations for walkers and drivers alike. Below is the sketch for concept 4. For concept 5, an amusement park with water slides, roller coasters, bumper cars, etc. will be constructed where the Ashfield Reserve is, but also it will take up more space as some houses will need to be cleared and extend down towards the river. Inside there'll be, like I said, plenty of rides, confectionery stores, uh, restaurants, cafes. Um, the reserve will be left alone. It'll be protected and the walking scales within it will be extended. But also the wildlife centre will be constructed just on the border of the reserve. Here sick animals and conservation works will be organised and carried out in the reserve. So information sessions will also be carried out at that wildlife centre I mentioned, and kids will be able to view certain animals and show and tell kind of situation, as long as the health of said animals permit that. Small grassy areas will be located both outside and inside the amusement park, for people to have lunch, if they want to bring their own food and have sandwiches in the grassy area between rides, they can. And yeah, also a small holiday apartment slash hotel will be constructed adjacent to the amusement park. The houses will need to be cleared for this. This big block will be kind of serve as like a place for people to stay who want to come and enjoy this world-class amusement park from other parts of Perth or even interstate. So it'll cater to that function. Here is the sketch for concept 5. For concept 6, the proposal is to create a zoo around the Ashfield Reserve area. Some houses will need to be sacrificed to cater for the footprint of the zoo, as it is larger than the reserve itself. Parking space will also need to be constructed to cater for people coming to the zoo with young kids and such. But inside the zoo itself, there'll be many engaging tours, presentations about the animals at the zoo, their ecology, conservation status, and this will be conducted by the zookeepers or environmental experts as well. So grassy areas will also be located within the zoo itself and outside to provide a sort of kind of relaxation spot for people to have their lunch, sit down under a tree. The reserve will be left alone in this case. Not much will be done in that regard. So some dwellings will also need to be sacrificed in order to create more apartment blocks close to the zoo to increase the density of the area and make up for all the dwellings lost in the construction of the zoo. They will also be affordable and they'll have ground floor parking for their cars as to not occupy more space. Here is the sketch for concept 6. So our aim 1 was to provide urban greenery and natural areas to offer relaxation and recreational options. The objectives for this aim were to build grassy recreational areas for people to enjoy, extend or enhance the Ashfield Reserve, and plant urban vegetation. So aim 2 was to provide denser living spaces. And the objectives for this aim were to clear some residential buildings, increase the density of the surrounding area by building apartment blocks, and also to increase the efficiency of walking paths. Aim 3 was to offer facilities for people to exercise and improve their physical and mental well-being. The objectives for this aim were to build educational spaces for people to enjoy, construct sporting facilities, and make facilities to provide fun and enjoyment for the whole family. Aim 4 was to create a vibrant community with plenty of commercial and dining opportunities in order to generate a pleasant atmosphere to the place. The objectives for this aim was to clear or modify residential buildings in order to make shops or restaurants and improve the aesthetics of this landscape. My evaluation matrix covering concepts 1 to 6. As you can see, each aim has certain objectives, and said objectives are ranked out of 4, with 0 being the lowest and 4 being the highest. Out of all the concepts, concept 2 is the one that ranks highest and gives the most overall benefit. So right here you have the sketches for concept 2, my chosen concept. There's a zoomed in sketch of the Ashfield Reserve I have and the legend accompanying it. So right here you have more sketches of concept 2, the zoomed out sketch of the whole Ashfield sort of suburb area, zoomed in map of the amphitheatre, apartments and shopping district, and the legend accompanying it all. Right here we have 2 images, one of an Olympic-sized swimming pool and the other of an athletics track. These are here to sort of provide reference to the facilities that will be constructed in this concept. Right here we have more sketches, one of a plan layout of the apartment buildings that will be constructed, the underground car parking space that will be constructed along with it, and we also have a sort of street view sketch of the commercial district. So this next slide will discuss the plants to be used in the walkable commercial district. Firstly, there'll be 4 large plant boxes placed along the center of the walkable street. They'll include many different types of native grasses, shrubs, and ground cover plants. 4 trees will be planted along the center of the walkable street as well. Those trees will be Liquimbar formosa, or sweet gum, and a native Eucalyptus wandu. The following plants will be used for the vegetation boxes. So first we have the shrub bottle brush, and then lily turf, which will be used as a strappy leaf plant, kind of intermediary. And finally, for ground cover, we'll use snake bush. Here are images of the plants mentioned before. And here are images of the large trees to be used. Here are the steps. Considering the size of this project, it will be completed in phases over time so as to not inconvenience the local population too much. First, the sporting facilities will be constructed with the parking spaces around them as well, as they do not need the closed streets for an extended period of time for this. While this is taking place, the national park will be officially created and the borders extended. Conservation work and regeneration work can be carried out at a later time after the main works are finished. Once the sporting facilities are constructed and enhanced, the work in the form of demolishing houses and building up apartments can begin. During or shortly after the apartments are done, the shopping/restaurant district can be constructed. Not all buildings of these ex-houses need to be demolished. Some could be repurposed into a sort of nifty cafe. So the walking street will have benches as well, urban forest, and this will all be constructed after the other works are done. And so this area is envisioned as a vibrant recreational spot for people to buy things they need, relax, and enjoy a meal with a nice friend. Conclusion. Out of the 6 proposed ideas, I've selected Concept 2 as my design plan for the Ashfield Reserve. It has the best balance of aims and objectives out of all of them. This concept promoted and managed the environment well by extending the reserve and transforming it into a national park. It also addressed the commercial side of things with the walkable shopping districts. It provided cheap apartment buildings and increased the population density. It also created many green spaces for people to enjoy, like the amphitheater, and it revamped the soccer pitch and created more sporting facilities for people to go stay fit and healthy and be social with other people. Uh, this concept addresses all the issues individually, whereas some of the other concepts do it more as a kind of one size fits all sort of concept. And I think that is the key to this concept's success. It will add to the local dynamic of the community, and it's more compatible with the suburban life that's already present in the Ashfield suburb. Here is my reference list, and thank you, Linda. I wish you all the best.